players. They can conjure up tries from anywhere. Anything can happen. Having said that, there's no doubt the battle is going to be waged in the middle, in the trenches. It'll be physical, it'll be brutal, the collisions will be violent. We'll watch, we'll cringe at the cruelty, but it's compelling viewing. You won't be able to look away. I think this game will only play out one way. It's a simple law of the jungle. Only the strongest will survive.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 24 of the Super Coach War Room. Obi's not here, so I've taken over. I've got my flamingo shirt on. I've pulled myself up off the canvas. I'm ready to go on a big week here in round 24, elimination finals and head-to-head. I'm going to be jumping from 14,000 overall late surge to actually become the Super Coach winner, take home the $50,000 worth of KFC. I'm joined here tonight by, fresh from Step Up to the Streets, from the Olympics. You might have seen him breakdancing. It's Jay Gunn.
Yeah. Oh, bro, loving this shirt, bro. It says I'm here to party, and I like it. He told the War Room he's got a big weekend coming up.
Big weekend coming up. Bucks party. If you're in Brisbane Friday, Saturday night, reach out, shout me something. Unless it's you, Andrew Somerville. We're playing each other in the high rollers. I don't want to see you.
Also, lock up your daughters this weekend, because when Saggy's on the prowl, he's not going to do anything. Obviously, he's about to get married, but once he starts pulling out the flamingo shirts, it's just an irresistible force out there. So you might find your daughters just giving away their life. It's like crack when they get onto the Saggy.
Watch out. Watch out. Other one we got joining us, he's looking at 2025 already, but really it's more of a 10-year plan. He's the West Tigers of the Supercoach War Room. He keeps trying to rebuild, but his best year was 05. Gill Train.
Mate, I'm back. I got new digs. Maybe thought change it up, new training ground. Maybe to help the performances, but nah, I had a good week on the weekend. It's just too little too late for me, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll be... Oh, mate, 12.47 is pretty good.
Trash.
What'd you get?
12.67.
Right, you think that's good?
I
saw some green arrows.
No, I saw green arrows. Green arrows all day. Yeah, no, it's been a shit year for me, really. But the best thing about football is there's always next year. That's the best thing about rugby league. So we'll be
It's a Super League kind of thing, and then they
maybe
rugby
get
clubs. That's what
Yeah,
we should do with you. You two next year.
Go and tell us, mate, you reckon?
Because you weren't
I'll
great.
just
We got
the
Western Suburbs. We got the Balmain Tigers sitting here with me tonight. We'll join them together.
The Bellman.
And we'll get them going.
You're literally 5,000% ahead of me.
Smashing you. No, on the weekend, Corey Jensen had an absolute blinder. He went out and scored a try. Reece Walsh pulled it out for me. Unfortunately, I didn't bring in Ponga. I don't own Turbo, and I think if you didn't have either of those two, you were cooked early. The 84 or 85 or 86 that Cleary had that I captain just couldn't get me home in a lot of my leagues, and I've been bundled out, unfortunately, but I'm still alive. J-Bone, what went right? What went wrong for you?
Well, like I was telling you boys with my team that did make the Oberg Invitational, which we'll give an update soon, I pretty much went all in to try and tackle Bundy Goats, your boy John, and he actually top scored for the Invitational with 1,374. I got rid of Galvin to bring in Munster, which netted me minus like 40 points, so pretty good to go there. And I did something else. Maybe brought in Val Holmes, I think, which is dumb in hindsight.
You're getting a bit of feedback, Jay. You're getting a bit of feedback on your mic there, Jay.
Why is it shit?
Oh, it's horrible.
Unless you just sound like that now, maybe.
If you thought Ray Gunn's breakdance performance was bad, this is the Ray Gunn mic version.
Yeah, he's just gone out and take the piss. Like, fucking hell.
Let me try to fix it. You guys thought?
So,
good out. We got him out. Nothing wrong with his mic.
I thought it was about time he was wrong. It was a solid minute or two that he popped up, but otherwise,
he's an impact player. He's always been an impact player.
You reckon he's off the bench?
I'll be starting today, and he fucking straight back to the bench.
That's why he's not. That's why he's not a starter. I think it's pretty evident there. This week, obviously, we'll be talking about some huge trades. I know one very loyal listener wants to know what I'm doing with my team. I got to go all in this week. I think a lot of people got to go all in this week. If you are looking at head-to-head, no point trying to save it. And I think I learned that from the other day or last weekend, not Ponga, not owning Turbo. And that's been a real kick in the dick. But getting into this week, as we said, we're going to talk captains. We're going to talk about who we're bringing in. But first off, I think Gil's going to give us a recap. He's the Snoop Dogg of this group. Give us a recap of your favourite stuff from the Olympics, mate.
Oh, the Olympics, mate. I reckon it's a tie for three of my favourite moments. It has to be the flying cock in the pole vault. Remember him, the Frenchman? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, if your dick's costing you things in life, like you're doing all right.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Obviously, the Ray Gun. You've already mentioned it. Australia's greatest break dancer. I reckon if Joel Turner was beatboxing, Ray Gun's break dancing, you've got one of the best fucking times ever. And then third, but not least, is fucking Turkey's hitman on his last ever assignment. They're like, bro, you got to go out there, you got to go and win the medal, and then otherwise we'll kill your family. A bit of a John Wick style thing. So I like those three moments, to be honest.
He was solid. I thought, and this is the question I posed to both of you gentlemen, would you rather not make a semi-final than make the semi-final be going, okay, we've got a 3 in 4 chance of getting a medal and then not getting even the bronze? Say, for example, the basketball.
Basketball, yeah.
Yeah, the boys did that. It also happened, I think, in the water polo.
But do you see in the boxing that if you lose the semi, they both get bronze because they obviously don't want them to fight again. So they just give the two semi.
I was confused why I was like, you automatically get a medal there. They're like, oh, you've got a bronze medal. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I think in the high jump, you can choose with your opponent if you want to go further or you share a medal.
Yeah, you see the American dude?
Yeah.
The American dude, he didn't want to share. Again, he fucking cost himself to do it. But
again, like, obviously it's awesome to get there, but coming fourth, coming sixth, it's sort of the same when you're both not getting a medal.
Did you guys watch
to be honest, go ahead.
Did you guys watch the 100 meters final? I was up 6 goals at 9. Actually got to catch it. That was a fucking sick.
The first about it, you don't think Lyles wins today, and then
no way. Eagle idea. Why didn't look like he won it. When he come up, it was crazy. And then how he lost the 200, which is his best. That was pretty big. But...
Yeah, he had COVID or whatever there. But again, J-Bone's going to go fix his mic for us and really pull his finger out.
Yeah. It's a little bit better, so. Maybe that's it might be right. James Duncan just commented he can't hear Jay because your shirt's so loud. So.
I reckon you're just not up to first grade. You're not first grade material at the moment, J-Bone.
Yeah. You'll go back, work on that mic skills.
You're a Regan Campbell Gillard. You've been good in the past, but you're just not up to it at the moment. And you can probably
the game changed. The game changed, sorry.
It's sped up too much for you, and you just couldn't catch it.
You still got an old school mic, right? It doesn't work.
But this week, let's look at round 24 because there are a few big games.
Oh, wait, we go back on trades quickly. How many trades have you got left?
Dos.
I've only got uno. So
yeah, nice. You're welcome.
I'm gonna. Oh yeah, we're definitely bilingual for sure.
Deux, that's French. Ni.
Itchy.
No, Itchy's one. You dickhead.
Yeah, I've got one.
Oh, you got Itchy. That makes sense. Yeah, I think I'll be using both trades this week. As we said, a pretty damn tough week in regards to captains and who you're bringing in, but there's no point saving trades if you are playing head-to-head and you are looking to get eliminated. No real big ins or outs this week. Eli Katoa's back, which is a nice plus for myself and the fellow owners. News coming through today, Reece Walsh is gone for the season, so if you do have him like me, it's time to flick him out. Dom Young's been named. Random ones is Ronaldo Mulatalo has been named on the extended bench and a couple others. Sarge has got 6 trades left. I reckon you probably should start using them, Sarge.
Yeah, you can't keep them for next year. I learned that the hard way on you, so.
I think some people have saved them a bit too late as well. But going straight onto that, I don't think it's that important. We can obviously look at most traded in, most traded out. Did you bring Ponga in on the weekend? Or did you already have him?
Yeah, bro. I already had him. I brought him in for the Penrith game and the captain him last week, so I was like, yes. finally, Ponga, he's delivered for me. But,
And
yeah,
that's sort of the most traded in there with Ponga number one. People trading Walsh, Drinky to him. People are still making that the Joey Tarpany trade. People are bringing in any Roosters they can get their hands on now. Sammy Walker, Angus Crichton, Tedesco, and Trebojevic is sort of up there. Another interesting one is Zach Lomax. So he's down to 661. I don't know who people are trading for him. But he has been brought in. I thankfully brought Lomax in on the weekend. He was pretty solid for me. I think he got about a 80 or something like that, and a team that was pretty average apart from Lomax.
I think the Hammer's getting traded out a bit, so I think Lomax should be in for the Hammer.
Yeah, even Marzu a little bit, which is
Marzu
not a
well.
surprise.
Yeah. I was spewing because I had Hopewadi and Sharp. I fucked up by having both of them. And they both were out, so I had to keep one. Kept Hopewadi, then I see Sharp get this mad score. Hopewadi got an 81, but I was like, it's still pretty shit. We'll see. But
did Sharp score 4 tries or 3?
4.
Oh my
Not
god.
bad. That try where he kicked it, like Ponga dropped it and then kicked it, and then he like top cornered, like curved it over Buller's head. It was a fucking mad kick. And then so on your Sharpie.
It was when that happened, when I'm like, yep, sweet. There's 30 seconds left in the half. Ponga's gone good, but he hasn't absolutely killed it. Oh, sweet, he's knocked the ball on neck minute, try assist, and he gets the 4 points for kicking the goal. I'm going, that's me done. I was in both my important leagues on the weekend. I was up by about 200 and something going into that last game. And they both captained Ponga. Couldn't have him get 100, 110. Scored 124 and fucked me royally. So,
mate, that's why he's the best player in the game.
I don't think so. He wasn't even the best highest scoring player on the weekend. But anyway, we don't need to talk about that weekend.
He's a team player.
Yeah, for you maybe. Early question here from the Sarge. Do I keep Brian Kelly against the Dragons or trade him to Manu? Manu will make 4 Roosters in my team. I don't think having too many Roosters is probably a problem at the moment. Obviously, they can. If they go shit as a team, that means you're pretty fucked. But the way the Titans played on the weekend was just so bad. I think the Dragons probably get up. Brian Kelly's
Brian Kelly's consistent, but he was out. He was a late withdrawal last week, which I didn't know about, so I had to cop an AE. So thanks for that, Brian Kelly. But,
last chance.
Oh,
she's all good. She's all good. See, you listen to the coach. He listened to the coaches, and he's made his way back to first grade. Hold on.
If it happens again, though, you're out straight away.
You're going off the bench. Right?
Interesting ones. Interesting from the team list is the Cowboys, who should have pumped the Broncos, ended up getting pumped by the Broncos, have dropped Chad Townsend back to the reserves and brought in Jake Clifford, which I really like because I think that's the play next year. Obviously, Townsend's gone. Clifford's been killing it in the Queensland Cup. He played 1 game or 2 games earlier in the year for the Cowboys, was putting up those bombs that no one could catch. If you think about playing there next year, just give him the rest of the season, see how he goes.
Townsend defense as well has been fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
Him and Baileo, whoever's on that right edge with him, they've been fucking shit. And Val can't defend on the left, so you got to make sure your right edge is at least defending.
Man.
I feel like the Roosters, like, just to stop the chatter of, like, they always sign the best players. They're like, fuck it, just get Chad Townsend. It'll keep him on our back for a season. We're like, oh, look, we've got fucking Chad Townsend. We don't have that much money. So, good ploy by the Roosters to do that one.
He sort of looks like Cooper Cronk. Maybe they'll play like him. I don't know.
Yeah, the Chad. Classic.
I think they just wanted someone who can kick the ball. Just get someone who can kick the ball and Sammy will do the rest.
That's true.
One of the bad things, or what I will say is like Val Holmes has gone, oh, yeah, I'm going to go test the market. I'm going to come out there and show everyone how good I am. He got skinned by Tony Staggs, who's had like 2 or 3 good games this year, but man, he was made to look so bad the other night. I reckon he's just lost himself $100,000 over the next couple of years.
That's how desperate the Dragons are. Like, from what I read, that he pretty much his management went to the Cowboys, said, we're happy to talk an extension. They said, well, we're probably not talking extension, so if you want to go test the market early, go for it.
Yeah.
So if that's
he's 29.
What are you meant to do if you're him? Of course you're going to go test the market if they're not going to extend you. Why not take it while you are who you are now? Because let's face it doesn't look like he's getting any better.
just reading this on Fox Sports, Holmes will enter the final year of his contract next season. The Dragons emerge as front runners for his signature. However, now Holmes is reported getting cold feet and is willing to see out his contract. But if they offer him, say, 2.4 over 3 years, so that's 800,000 for the next 3 years, I don't think Holmes is going to be a great center in 3 years' time, and you're paying him $800,000.
Well, maybe it's like you said, and they're sort of like, oh, maybe we cool off the number we were giving him, and that 800 has gone down to 650, and now Holmes is like, well, I might as well not uproot my life for 600, 650 a year, and maybe just stay in North Queensland and do my thing. But it's interesting. What would you guys pay him if you guys were running, like, let's say it's the Broncos, you could bring him to the Broncos, he wants to come. What's your line?
If I'm doing 3 years, I'd maybe 2 million over the 3 years. So it might be like a 700, 600 or something like that. But he's actually married to him and Michael Morgan are married to sisters. And they're up in towns where they're really well off. So I can't see them all, like, they're moving away from that. He's already moved to New York to play, like, try his NFL thing. If I'm him, I'm just staying in Townsville, doing whatever I can because the Cowboys.
Does the salary cap go up at all in the next couple of years? Like, is an 800,000 player going to be worth, like, you know what I mean? It jumps up because I think there's a TV rights deal that's coming up, and that normally shoots the salary cap up.
Yeah, and that changed everything, obviously.
Yeah, the smart managers put percentages on it. Like, if it goes up 20%, their contract goes up X amount of percent.
Yeah. That's not bad. All right. Enough Val Holmes chat because screw Val Holmes. J-Bone, do you have any trades left? And if so, are you making any this week?
No. In my shit team, I've got 0 trades. I used them all to sink old Bundy, and he got me. Do you want me to give a quick update on the Invitational?
I think you should.
All right, so your 1 versus your 4. Dom Holler absolutely smashed Clementine. He's the number 1 favorite to win the whole thing. My boy Frank the Tank got it done against your number 8, so 5 beat 8. So that sets up the next semi-final of Clementine versus Frank's Tank. So your team versus my team.
Yep.
The winner of that will go face my number 3, who beat my number 2, and that's Munster Nose Beers Adrian. And in the other match, it was a tightly fought contest, but Bundy just got over the line against me.
Smashed you.
160 points or something. He actually top scored. He did really well. So he goes in versus Birdman's Bullets, which he's actually a good player, Birdman. He's coming like 1,000s overall. So Bundy is in good form. It's setting up pretty well. We could, if it all shakes out how the rankings for the year shaked out, then we could have you versus me to get into the grand final. So
that would be ideal.
As everyone knows, with this league, it doesn't matter about myself or Sag who finished higher or more points. It's whoever's team member wins at the end of the year promotes to the Oberg Cup next year. So
come on, Bergie. Well, that's the crazy thing is, it's I haven't had a look at the official numbers, but Bergie's obviously killing it. As you said, Munster's Nose Beers, a couple of those other boys are top couple thousand. I think the Invitational's done better than what the Oberg Cup's done because I know for a fact the Bellman Tigers at the top there, Manic Monday, he's coming like 50th overall, 50,000 in the Oberg Cup.
Yeah, I'm running last in it. I am running last in it, so. But I didn't really care about it, to be honest. It's a nothing comp. So it doesn't. We had the Berg in it. It's just like, it should just be. It should have been the O'Gill Cup. I'm still filthy about it.
Yeah, that's true. Obi's coming top 1,000. He couldn't even make the top 8. So he's...
No, he came. Yeah, he came 9th. He's actually the West Tigers. He came 9th.
No, you're the West Tigers. 3 wins for the last 20 years.
I've been going alright.
We might give a bit of an Oberg Cup update next week. But congratulations to all winners going through. It's a big time of the year, and fuck you, Bundy, you dog. That's all I got to say.
You're a good man, Bundy. We just got a message from one of our loyal listeners. Gil, if you could yell into the mic a little louder, they're struggling to hear you. So.
It's Dano's speaker system, I think. It's just too good.
My trades this week, as I said, I'm in this high rollers. I need you to win over Andrew Somerville, who will be listening, I'm sure. He wants to get the leg up. I personally, and I don't need to this week because my team's stacked, but I saw and I listened to another podcast and they're saying how, like, before your matchups, make sure you're changing your positions or you're doing that so people don't know. At the end of the day, it's not really going to affect too much unless you decide not to play someone because they're playing them. Early on in the week, it's put your team up, do whatever, and I'll just see how my team comes out.
No, I used to like the old captain like faking. Like if someone will follow you with captains, and then you change up and they change it. Like that's not bad. And then before the game, you change it again. That's not bad.
On the weekend, I could have done the Ponga play, but I decided against it. And who knows? If I had a captain, I definitely would have won. But
do you know what grinds me a little bit? Do you know in that Podmasters chat that we're in, when someone suggests a player and someone else is like, "Oh, shh, don't say anything about it," and I'm like, we all do podcasts. Part of what we agree to do is go on and talk about the players we think are going to be good. Like, what do you mean, shush cunt? You should be backing the players.
He's thinking of people who are going down the players list and just not seeing this person. Like, if you don't say it, no one will notice. Like,
bro, it does my head.
Right. I hate that chat. I fucking hate that chat.
They hate you too.
Yeah, they do.
That's Rich coming from you, Daniel. That's Rich coming from you, Daniel, degenerates.
He hates me, bro. He hates me with a
no, don't blame
me. I hate you as well, J-Bone, but I hate him now. I need some help, fellas. It's a big trade this week. I got two options. It is either Reece Walsh out, Turbo in, and then I'll downgrade a Jai Gray to a backup 5'8", because Lockie Galvin, who's my gun 5'8", actually doesn't play round 26 when the head-to-head finals are on. And I'll run you through who I could bring in on that trade. The other option is Reece Walsh to Ponga, and then I'll trade out my boy Reed Marnie, one of the all-time great buys of the year, to Connor Watson. So Ponga versus Turbo pretty much. Obviously, Watson's much better than Marnie, but I feel as if Turbo's a fair bit better than Ponga, and the Sharks this week actually scare me a bit against the Knights. I don't think Ponga tons up. Whereas the Seagulls got Warriors into West Tigers.
Reed Marnie's just so bad, though.
He is that bad. Yes, that's true. I don't know.
Yeah, I know for my one trade, I'm getting rid of Reed Marnie, and then.
Who do you have cash? Because he's dropped so much price now, you can't.
Yeah, I was gonna get Damien Cook playing the Tigers. I think whoever's playing the Tigers, just try and get those players in.
Yeah, it's good this week. The problem is, I know he plays Penrith in 2 weeks.
My season's done. I'm just trying to get through to the next week of one head-to-head league, mate.
He finishes with Panthers and Roosters, I'm pretty sure, which is deadly. What about Connor Watson? Has any of you guys got Connor Watson?
That's what I was saying. I could bring him in. I don't think I will, though.
No?
I think I want Turbo so much more than I want Ponga that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Reed's due, man. Like he's.
I jumped off that train, bro. I went to Harry Grant and he got me 1 week of joy, and then he got me like a 40 last week. But Reed's only getting 40, so it doesn't really matter.
No, Reed got 23 on the weekend, and that's an update from 17.
What the fuck happened?
Man, honestly, I swear they've changed what they're counting as tackles. They've looked. He's missing a few, but he's also making just as many tackles as he was. But they're simply just going, "Oh no, he's not like he's only doing legs. He's the third man in," and they're just not paying it. Yeah, because you can't go from 50 tackles to. He's literally gone from. Sorry, let me get this up. Where's this stupid fucking tackles? He went from like 50, 50, 44, 39, 50, 50 to in the last 3 or 4 weeks, 31, 25. He made 40 against the Raiders, but then he missed 6. And then on the weekend, he made 31. He gave penalties away. He made errors. It's just.
What about my boy Jacob Little, a 5-game average of 68 points?
You should have got him at the start of the year and held him.
Yeah, I did get him, so I didn't hold him. Since round, this cunt's been killing it, bro. Since he versus round Panthers in round 13, where he got a 52, which you take, hasn't scored under 60 points. And that includes a 90, a 70, a 75, 72. Like, if you're getting that from your hooker that you got for 450,000 start of the year.
Hooker's definitely one of those positions next year. I'm picking someone who's going to get me 50. and it was Coruscant. For some reason, I traded him when I was scared of him getting injured or being out for a week. And I'm never trading my hooker again.
Yeah,
I reckon Max Plath.
Plathy,
Max Plath.
he might be the option because he was an absolute beast on the weekend.
But
if I go the turbo trade, fellas, I do need to trade Jai Gray out, as I said, because I'm not playing him in that semi-final week or grand final week when he goes up against Penrith, I think. My 3 options are Phoenix Crossland, Luke Keary, or Dejan Arce. They all have pretty good games that week.
Phoenix for sure.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Did you just say your 3 options are Phoenix Crossland, Luke Keary, and Dejan?
Yeah.
And you were laughing at my Damien, and you was questioning my Damien Cook pickup. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Keary that week plays.
If he's playing reserve grade, I might get him.
Keary plays the Raiders at home. Crossland plays the Titans at home, or Dejan Arce plays St. George at home.
Oh, you're definitely not going Crossland. Like, I'm just going to pull that one out for you straight away.
Yeah.
I like Crossland, but you're definitely not going him super coach. Keary does have 100 in him, and he is in a Roosters side.
4 years ago.
His best score this year is 85.
Do you know 8 Roosters averaging a season average over 60?
Bro.
Like, where's Keary getting the points from?
Keary, he scored 28 with the try assist, 32 with the try assist.
Bro, he's 360,000.
I don't have much money.
God.
This is to afford turbo.
See, I'd go Palmer Watson then for sure. If you've got to go one of those 3 fucking people.
The other option is I could trade Galvin now. I could go Galvin to Munster.
What about Matty Burton? Matty Burton?
Money. No, because I need to free up 70 or 80 grand. The other option is I just play Dry Gray against Penrith in that grand final week, which is not ideal.
Storm Panthers this week. What are you guys thinking happens there? At Blue Bet Thursday night?
Probably Panthers down by about 20 with like 10 to go. They come back and win. That's what my prediction will be.
They don't have back rowers, which is a big thing.
You know what's interesting is the Panthers fullback, Edwards is obviously on the extended bench. He has a 91.2 average for the year.
Yeah.
Dane Laurie's only played 5 games at fullback, has a 94.4 average for the year. So I'm not saying they're going to do it this week, but if you can save a trade and maybe bring in Edwards next week for the last 3 games home, he's only 6% ownership. Not many people have trades. He might not be a bad little pod to end the year if you want to. If you think like we were saying last week, it all depends on what you're looking like. And if you're playing head-to-head only and you can get through this week, maybe holding the trade and having a look at someone like Edwards next week as a bit of a pod play would be the way to go if you have money in trades in your back pocket, which no one on this podcast does.
They do have a nice run home, Raiders, South Gold Coast. Edwards' scores were obviously better because he was goal kicking for a lot of the year and had to do a bit more of the work. But Dane Laurie, man, on the weekend absolutely killed it.
He's a great player.
Yeah, he is.
Do you reckon he plays 5'8" next year, or you reckon the Blades is locked in? I guess it's an off-season chat.
Yeah, I don't know if
I thought Blades goes
really good at center.
Yeah, I thought
I'm loving the Eels Sooks, mainly in that podcast's chat, that are just so upset that he's left. Oh, it brings me so much joy.
It's a big loss for them. They've stuffed up.
Oh, it's nothing worse than getting a young fella. You're like, fuck, this guy's going to be mad. And then, out the door next year. Like Dom Young says.
Maybe they'll do a resource to Warriors and go like, oh, yeah, go to Penrith for 2 years and then we'll pay you bulk overs when you come back, which we should have just hung on and paid you that much in the first place.
Well, they got him a bulk unders to start with, didn't they? And now they're going to have to pay him the biggest fucking contract in history.
Walsh.
I swear when Walsh come back, they got him for really cheap.
Cheap because he was, I don't know whether they got the same contract because he sort of came back on compassionate. And he was only on like 400, 450.
And he wasn't killing it at the Warriors. He was just...
Wait, he was in a shit team. They weren't the close last year. But that's my big concern this week. It's Turbo or Ponga, and I'll make that trade and I'll bring him in. As I told you boys before we got on the potty, I actually have a stacked side. And this week, and my conundrum is my bench, Angus Crichton, Eli Katoa, Dom Young, Kyle Iro, and then Turbo or Ponga, and I have to leave one of them out, and I just don't know who it is. Maybe Dom. No, maybe not Dom Young. Yeah, I got no idea.
Well, let's
I
compare
think-
the pair again. Let's have a look. Who won first? Ponga, 664,000. Killed it last week. Obviously, fucking had some flukies, but they versus the Tigers.
Yeah.
Before that, he's gone on his 80-minute game, 71, 49, 56. Did versus Penrith in that, though. Has Sharks, Souths, Gold Coast, Dolphins. Not the worst run. I
Yeah, but
think
Sharks on the weekend, man, they were going.
tough. Oh, you could have tougher, but that.
In this corresponding game last year, but we played the Sharks in round 26. Ponga 128. So,
Bro, surely on Turbo, Warriors, Tigers, Dogs is 50-50, and Sharks is quite tough. But
it's the Dejan Arce. It's the Dejan Arce part of Turbo Trade that we don't like.
Yeah, I don't
to
love
be
it.
fair, I didn't like any of those options. So,
As I said, I could find someone else, but it's tough. But just tell me who I should be playing. Who do I sit? Like in my back row, this is my back row this week. Dave Fafita, Isaiah Yeo, Haumole Olakau'atu, Angus Crichton, Eli Katoa. Now, maybe I sit one of them. Do I sit Eli Katoa against Penrith?
Ali Katoa is the obvious pick. Although Panthers have let up a few tries to right back rowers. True story. Look it up.
Eli Katoa's worst score this year is a 42, 44 he had against St. George. So maybe but Dom Young could come out and shit the bed, man. I just got too many options.
On a serious note, though, both Roosters and Panthers are going to be shitter next year, based purely on just losses. Obviously, they could be better, but based purely on just personnel losses, they're going to take steps backwards. Storm are looking to take a step forward.
I don't know. Penrith getting Isaiah Papali and Blaze Talangi is not exactly going backwards. I don't know.
They're also losing Jerome Luai and James Fisher-Harris. So
Yeah, I don't know.
And Taylor
But-
May.
Every time they lose players, but they get better the next year. So I don't know.
What?
Yeah, but also, if you could take them back and say that moderate contract that Stephen Crichton wanted them to sign, there's no way that Panthers haven't made the greatest decisions. They've fucked up a couple of decisions, I think.
Yeah, well, Crichton's been crazy good. I reckon it goes Cleary, and after that, I reckon he's almost Dylan Edwards is a freak, but he's almost just as important. I thought Stephen Crichton. He was their go-to.
yeah.
Jerome Luai has really stepped up this year. I didn't rate him as much, but now I've gone, okay, you can actually play football.
Wasn't until I listened to the Willie Mason horror podcast, which is a pretty good podcast, where they were talking about, I think Panthers underestimated the dynamic that Brian Toto, Crichton, Luai, especially those three had.
Yeah.
And they all would have stayed for under market value if they got to stay together. And that's a very rare thing that the Panthers could have achieved, but they fucked it up by getting rid of Crichton, which then has led to Luai leaving, and then the rumbles around Toto recently. And it's if they just had kept Crichton, they may have kept Luai for massive unders, and then they could have just had this gun stacked side.
How are the Storm getting stronger next year?
Stepiano's coming in, brother. We're not losing it.
They got a Tigers player. They signed a Tigers player.
We signed a good forward. That's what we've been literally. That's all we're missing. Now that Jack Howe's playing center, and I thought our biggest problem was our centers. Now Meany's gone to center and played okay, not great, but he's good enough. And then we got Jack Howlett in the center. Winger's a gangster. Our spine's one of the best in the game, if not the best. And then all we are is a forward or two away from being fucking.
Your spine's got about 3 broken vertebrae in it, but yeah.
And they're still top of the ladder. That's the thing. We're still top of the ladder, and we're playing 2 spines.
It's been a low quality year. It's been a very low quality year. I thought myself. Yeah.
Well, when you got Knights, when you got Knights fighting for the top 8.
Can't we? Mate, we're gonna win. We're gonna win the comp. Wait, just wait. I mean, in the women's.
I'm very excited for Storm next year. I reckon we're gonna have a fucking sick.
Yeah, I wouldn't get excited about this year, mate, because your team's trash.
Are you Broncos? Aren't you a Broncos supporter?
You guys are sports bet. He hopes the bookies win. He literally hopes the bookies win.
I'm going for the USA in the Olympics. And then China, it was pretty much neck and neck who I was going for.
Chinese
what
Taiwan.
I'm
Chinese
just one of the
Taiwan.
guys that- I'm just one of the
Chinese
guys that
Taipei,
put money
yeah.
on Tigers to win the comp, even though it's mathematically impossible, but you can still bet on it.
Really?
Yeah, you can still
Mate,
bet on Tigers.
There might be
to
some
win the comp.
salary things where they deduct bulk
Yeah.
points and the dogs get done.
It could be a massive plane crash or something. I read some story about a plane crash recently, so
Take that risk because you're
Yeah.
$500. So $500 is the odds you get for everyone
That's
else
not
in the
great.
comp to
That's
fall
not
over.
great.
Stephen Bradbury.
Otherwise, fellas, this is the last thing we'll touch on. It's a pretty important one. Captain choices this week. As we said, very tough week. All the good quality captains are early on. Say, for example, if you're going to VC a Nathan Cleary or any of the Storm Panthers players, that's on the Thursday night. And then you've got Teddy, you've got Turbo, both players that people want to captain playing Friday night straight after each other. Maybe you're doing a Ponga. That'd be last game on Sunday. You could maybe do a David Fafita against the Dragons. But what are you thinking?
I'm gonna go VC Cleary and C on Ponga. I think if your captain goes good for you, he gets to keep the armband the next week.
J-Bone?
Looking at it, I think if you got one of the Manly boys in your team, like a Garrick, Turbo, DCE, even a Lehigh Hopewade, if you're smart enough to still have him, I wouldn't mind VCing one of them options. I think your big risk going the VC in the Storm Panthers game. Every time Storm are versus a top quality opponent, and by that I mean Panthers or Roosters this year, I don't think either team has scored over like 16, 20 points. So Panthers could obviously rip them.
But Nathan Cleary, he can still get like a fucking 110, even if they only score 16 and shit. Like he's that sort of player.
Yeah, he could, but he also could easily get a 40, which he has been on. Which he has been on a couple of games this year before the last like 20 minutes, and he's just ripped out.
Oh, every player's on 40 before they get 100. Yeah, so it doesn't really.
Maybe it's not.
And then you got I reckon any player against the Roosters versus Parramatta, they're the two matches I'd be aiming for. Manly versus Warriors, Roosters versus Parramatta. Both teams at home. Both teams are going to be up, I reckon. They're fighting for good spots in the 8. So
I just had a look. It might be a little bit wet on Friday night. They're copping a fair bit of rain down in Sydney at the moment. And then I think it's supposed to drizzle over the next couple of days. The only thing I'd say to that is, obviously, you can't VC Turbo and Captain Teddy. So, you'd have to go a Garrick into a captain. And then you'd have to do that switch pretty quickly because their games are straight after each other. So it's not as if you've got a day to sort out, I need to sub this guy in or do whatever. The problem as well, I don't know if you guys have any. I got an AE nightmare there on Joey Lussick if he gets on the field. So my VC is almost not worth using if Lussick plays because 120 doubled up and then that's 7 coming off the field for Joey Lussick.
True. That makes it tough. Yeah, hopefully you planned your team where you ain't getting them fuck you like that. I also think Cowboys are due a hit back. So if you got like a Val Holmes, Drinkwater, I wouldn't mind captaining one of them, even though it is a bit of rain up north at the moment. But I think that could be a bit of a high scoring game as well.
Look at you two weathermen, eh? You got the horoscopes?
You got Tony Auden right here. You could go someone safe, like Fafita probably gets 60 or 70 against the Dragons. Or you risk it.
Fafita's looked worse after Origin, eh? Since they talked him up like he should have been picked, and he's just been playing worse and worse each week. And it's like, okay, maybe that's why they didn't pick him.
I don't know, but Heat's Supercoach stats are still pretty fucking...
He's got a lot of tackle breaks and offloads and shit, yeah, but doesn't really do much in the game with them. Oh, yeah, Supercoach-wise, yeah.
I was going through with Obi the other day, and, like, even his last couple of weeks, like, his last 2 weeks, 65 and 59 have been his 2 lowest scores in, like, ages. Like, he pulled out a 52 against the Sharks in round 18, but outside of that, hasn't gone under 80 since round 6. Like, oh, no, that's wrong. He's got a 76 in there. So, that's...
So, yeah, he's actually gone worse since Origin. Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, so, like, he had 2 bad weeks, but then he didn't have a bad week until 2 weeks before that. And then after that, he hasn't gone bad until this month he went bad.
Oh, but he went bad.
Gilly, you say 6 words a podcast, and most of the time it's like, Gilly...
I can't get a word in. I can't get a word in, Jake.
Gilly, what's your thoughts on Ponga? Stick.
Yeah.
Mad
Yeah,
at us.
the less said, the less it said is better.
Let's throw you a bit more.
I think the first 3 games, Thursday night, Friday night, is going to be huge for the whole weekend. Like those 3 games could pretty much make or break the whole round anyway, and everyone's just be hanging out for that Ponga. So if you've got those players, make sure you tune in. As we said, if you are around the Brisbane area this weekend, give us a shout. We'll tell you where we are. Otherwise, boys, you got anything to say before we wrap this one up?
Quick and easy, baby. I like it.
Yeah,
You
mate.
want to say your normal stuff? What's
Yeah.
Mate, NFL fantasy draft. That's what I'm focusing on now. So two girlies, one cup. That's
sick,
we'll
bro.
see how that goes.
the-
Yeah.
Is that Ryan's one?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it's his
Ryan's
league.
fantasy? Yeah, Obi drafted
Yeah.
into that. So that's
Trash
Yeah.
league. We're doing it this Wednesday. The game has the season hasn't even started, but we'll do it.
that's tomorrow night, eh?
Yeah.
That's tomorrow night. Make sure you. This may only be your one chance, your one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. One moment. Just make sure you lose.
Would you cat? You'd let it slip for sure.
I would. Got mum's spaghetti all over me.
That's strong enough, cunt.
Boys, I'll be back on next week if I'm still alive in the high rollers. If not, I'm gone. Mad Monday over in Thailand.
No, if you're still alive after your Bucks party.
What's your bankroll for this weekend, so?
Well, it depends how the boys are going. If they're going to win, I'm going to make the semis a lot more. Not as much as yours, I hope. That's for sure.
Shit, that's good stuff.
All right, War Roomers. Thank you, as always. We've been great. You've been okay. Make sure you tune in.
You were great.
You were horrible.
I was better than you.
3 points to me, 2 to Gil, 1 point to J-Bo.
No, I got a 3. No, I got a 3.